lived a full life. The Lord had said to Hezekiah, set your house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. But Hezekiah would not accept the will of God. And so he turned to God and begged him to live. He refused to accept death, and he did not set his house in order. Yes, I think some people do live too long. Manasseh became king at the age of 12, and he set himself to undo all the good things that his father had accomplished. He was a very wicked man. The Bible says that he was guilty of some of the worst idolatry in the history of all of Israel, or Judah. He set up gods everywhere, even in the temple of God, other gods where people worship. And idolatry is anything that comes between you and God. It's where self is preferred over God, so that all of us here can say in one sense we've been guilty at one time or another of idolatry. And God hates idolatry more than any other sin. And under the law of Moses, a man could be stoned to death for engaging in idolatry. Covetousness, the Bible says, is idolatry. If you covet, if you have greed, and it becomes a sin in your life, it can become idolatry. And when the Apostle Paul was walking around in Athens in his day, he looked at a city, the Bible says, given wholly to idolatry. And Paul warned the Corinthian Greeks, flee from idolatry in 1 Corinthians 10. And Paul defined a Christian to the Thessalonians as someone who had turned to God from idolatry to serve the living and the true God. Are you guilty of idolatry? Is covetousness a part of your life? Is greed a part of your life? The Bible says, keep yourself from idols in 1 John 5. Keep yourself from those idols. Is that little box that we call television, is that your idol? Do you spend time quietly worshiping in front of it? Do you spend more time with it than you do with the Lord in prayer or study of the Bible? What is your idol? We have today almost a worship of film stars, television stars, sports figures, all the rest of it. We can't help but have people in our day that have made instant celebrities on television. And we look to them, and we think, oh, wouldn't it be great to be like one of them? I wish you could talk to some of them, how miserable many of them really are, how empty they are. I talked to a man today that's in a show tonight, somewhere around Denver. He happened to be going up on the elevator where we're staying. And I talked to him, and he said, Mr. Graham, I'd much rather be coming out to hear you tonight. He said, I need what you've got. I said, can you come tomorrow night? He said, I'm certainly going to try. I hope he does. What is the thing that means more to you? Is it your bank account? Is it sex? Is it drink? Is it drugs? Is it sensual pleasure? What is it? What is it that causes you to be an idolater? And then the second thing that Manasseh was guilty of was immorality.